What's up, everyone? I hope everyone's week is starting fantastic. I hope you're all doing well today. Thank you so much for being here again with me today for another reading. Today we are doing a reading for What Makes You Attractive. So really fun, straightforward one. I really like readings like this, so I'm pretty excited about it. We're going to have 4 piles today. Pile number 1 is going to be the Ace of Spades. Pile number 2 is going to be the Jack of Spades. Pile number 3 is going to be the Queen of Diamonds. And pile number 4 is going to be the Five of Spades. And for the collective, we've got the King of Diamonds. Interesting breakdown for the cards right now. We have all 3 of the royal suits and an ace on the table. So of the 5 cards, we've got a king, a queen, a jack, and an ace. You are all very well balanced. And I mean physically, you look very, very good and well balanced proportionally, regardless of how your body type is, regardless of the proportions of your face. You wear it all very well. Amazing starting note for the collective. You're all very attractive, just kind of in general, and a very from the point of an artist, right? Symmetry is really important for attraction, especially in the face. This is a very straightforward, you guys are very artistically attractive. It is mirrored, in fact, in the card itself, which is the King of Diamonds. The King of Diamonds is indicative of King of Pentacles energy. We are looking at strong Taurasian energy here. Really strong Venusian energy, right? Like the goddess of beauty, the goddess of love and lust. There's a whole lot of physical attraction going on here. And very well-balanced physical attraction. All right, excellent way to start the reading off. So again, for the piles, we've got pile number 1 and the Ace of Spades, pile number 2 and the Jack of Spades, pile number 3 and the Queen of Diamonds, and pile number 4 and the Five of Spades. All right, I'm starting off with pile number 1 and the Ace of Spades. Already I'm getting a very youthful energy here. You are all very youthful in appearance. If you've been feeling kind of tired or a little bit more worn out than usual lately, trust that that's not showing on your face, even if you feel like it is. You look very good for your age, regardless of how old you are. If you feel otherwise, you may have been looking a little bit too closely in the mirror recently. You're very clever. Past physical attraction, you're very clever with a sharp mind, and I'm getting really good wit for a lot of you. Like, you're very funny. You have a really specific sense of humor about you that people really dig. I'm getting that a lot of people like to hear you talk, like the things that you have to say, the points of view that you have. Like, there are a lot of people who would spend time just listening to you talk. Yeah. And you are very physically attractive. There's no denying it. There's no denying that. But there are a lot of people who are specifically attracted to you mentally. Like, it goes past physical attraction. You have a lovely mind and lovely values. And there are a lot of people who are heavily attracted to your mind and what you have to say. All right. What more can we know, please? What more can we know about what makes you attractive? You have a really nice mouth. Regardless of what kind of mouth you have a very nice mouth. I'm getting people like to hear what you have to say. They like to hear you talk, but they also like to watch you talk. The way that you move your mouth, the way that you move your lips specifically, the way your lips look. There's definitely a sense here that for some of you, you may have had work done to your lips, in which case it looks really good. It looks really, really good. But for others of you, you may have had experiences with people asking you if you've had your lips done before. Um, Even if that's not the case, you just have very nice, plush looking lips, I'm getting. Even if they're not plush, just very nice lips. Your lips don't necessarily have to be plush to be nice lips. You know what I mean? All right. And we've got the Hierophant, so more Taurasian energy to double down on that collective Taurus energy that we got in the very beginning for the collective energy. And also highlighting your intelligence again. This Hierophant is specifically depicting the cartographer, so the map maker out of the Little Prince, right? Very intelligent person, very well educated person. You come off as someone very high class. I'm getting like high class, almost in like a gambling sense too, with the Ace of Spades being your pile card number or your pile card. There's something very plush and lush about this energy. People would... There's a sense of gambling when approaching you. People feel like they're risking things when they approach you, I'm getting. Because you seem high class, you seem high value, and people don't want to be rejected by you. It would make them feel bad. Alright. Yeah, there have definitely been people in your life who are surprised at how intelligent you are and how just your mind in general. Your intelligence stands out most specifically, but so does the fact that you're open-minded, like your points of view, your morals, like your mind is very intriguing to a lot of people. It's very, very attractive. And there's definitely a sense here that there have been people who have been surprised at how expansive your mind really is because you're a very physically attractive person. And again, you give off a very youthful air about you. Like there's this very youthful appearance, this very youthful energy. There's definitely the sense here that people assume off the cuff a lot of the time that you are less experienced or more naive in your viewpoint than you actually are. It can catch people off guard just how deep you really are in many, many different ways. There's the sense here that you are a very kind, loving person on on the surface and at your core, don't get me wrong, but like on the surface it can be almost taken as like naivete when paired with your youthfulness, you know what I mean? And people can be caught off guard with how old spirit age you can feel sometimes. I'm getting wise. The word wise comes to mind. Alright. What more can we know, please? What more can we know about what makes you attractive? Alright. Oh, lovely. We've got the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Four of Wands. People fall head over heels in love with you, like, at first sight. And at first sight feels a little bit specific. This feels much more broad than that. Like, if you are big on the internet, if you're big out in your community, this is the kind of energy that, like, people get exposed to your energy and they fall head over heels in love with you, even sometimes before, like, meeting you, before being exposed to you. Like, you are just a very lovable person at your core, and people are very, very attracted to you, like, with immediate exposure. This is definitely the kind of energy that you may have found that people like make decisions about you as like split decisions. Like if someone loves you, they'll love you off the bat. If someone isn't going to like you, it's going to be tricky to convince them to like you because they've already made that decision, like a lot of the times even before meeting you. Like people are quick to jump on or be suspicious of this kind of energy for sure. And it's not even necessarily anything you're doing on purpose, you know what I mean? You're just a very lovable person. And especially for more paranoid people, this can feel almost like a trap, is what I'm getting. The Ace of Cups is the card of new love, right? Like, again, people fall head over heels in love with you. And the Four of Wands is the card of the honeymoon and the happy home. Like, people can imagine whole lifetimes with you. I'm getting like you're a very lovable, very attractive person, and it's easy for people to kind of like spiral into fantasies about that. Not necessarily in like an obsessive way, but just in kind of like a fairy tale way. The Queen of Wands, regardless of how you identify, what comes through here very specifically is a regalness about it. Like, you're very attractive in a sense that feels almost unapproachable. This is kind of where that fairy tale energy comes from, too. Like, it feels kind of like a fairy tale to imagine being with someone like you. For a lot of people, you feel very much out of reach and very much out of their level. You know what I mean? Out of their league. The Queen of Wands is also an incredibly attractive, very hot, very specifically hot energy, right? Lots of physical attraction here, lots of passion, lots of heat. Like, people love you, people adore your energy, and when I'm getting that people can get very addicted to your energy. If you have an online presence at all, know that you have fans. If you have a presence like out in your community or anything like that, if you have a big presence in any big community, like, know that you have fans. There are people who like to see what you've got going on and are always excited to see what you've got going on next. All right, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, making this the second ace to pop out, and this is also the second group of 3 cards to pop out, by the way, that was led by an ace. There's lots of manifestation energy going on there between the 3s, the aces. Like, there's a lot of manifestation going on, and a lot of manifestation energy going on here. You feel very mystical. Like, there's something very magical about your energy. Even people who don't really believe in that kind of thing. Like, again, there's a lot of fairy tale energy that comes through with this pile. There are people who have, like, in what's coming to mind almost is like people who, if people don't believe in like spirituality or like mysticism or magic in that kind of regard, they pair you with like princesses and like fairy tales and fantasies, or like sci-fi in their mind, you know what I mean? Like, stories that they think of. Like, there's just something very out of this world about you and out of this world about your energy. You may have been called like a star seed or like a star child before, or like an indigo child. You may have heard those kinds of terms attached to you, or you might resonate with those kinds of terms. Anyway, the Ace of Pentacles, you, the word that came to mind was fertile. Take that word however you want to take that word. You come off as someone who is a creator, a creatrix, a creator. Like, you come off as someone who has a lot to offer the world. And you have a very nurturing energy about you as well. I'm getting that you genuinely are a very approachable person. Like, at your core, you're a very approachable person. It can be intimidating for people to approach you regardless, though. I'm getting, like, it just comes with being it comes with being such an attractive person, both inside and outside. And we've got the Seven of Cups and the Star. Yeah, like, the Seven of Cups, people don't know what to expect from approaching you. Like, people want to believe the best. They want to believe that you are as sweet as you seem on the surface, you know what I mean? But you give off this energy that makes people really nervous. Like, no one wants to be burned. No one wants to find out that you actually aren't as sweet as you come off. You aren't as sweet as you appear on the surface, you know what I mean? The Star card also has strong technology links to it as well. Like, again, if you have a presence online, especially, know that you have fans. There are like people who are fans of whatever it is you put out, whether that's pictures of yourself, your art, your writing, like, whatever it is you put out, know that you have fans. There are people who love the work that you do. And we've got the Ten of Wands, and you're a hard worker. At the end of the day, you're a very hard worker. It's part of why I'm getting you're such a good manifester. You're willing to put in the effort and the work to get the results that you're after. And we've got the Tower card. Before we go any further, the Tower card is a strong a lot of physical and specifically sexual attraction going on here. Um, People are very physically attracted to you. Um, yeah, and we've got the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Magician to cap it off. Now, the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Swords, again, you make people very nervous. Your energy makes people very, very nervous. You come off as someone very sweet. On your surface, like, it's nothing that you're doing that makes these people nervous. Like, you come off as someone very sweet. People tend to work themselves up about you, though. Because again, you seem like the total package in a lot of ways. You're a sweet person who's also banging in like 500 different ways, right? So, like, it can make people skeptical that you really are as good as you seem on the surface. The magician implies, however, that you are. The magician is a master of all four of the suits and is the master of all four of the suits. There's a sense here that you really are as good as you appear to be, and that is honestly just more intimidating, probably. All right. What more can we know, please? What more can we know about what makes you attractive? What makes you attractive? If you are someone who imbibes in any kind of intoxicant, you handle yourself very well when you do. Like, there are people who are very impressed by how you handle yourself when you do imbibe in any kind of intoxicant. You come off as very regal. There are two queens that have popped out and three aces that have popped out, all of different suits at this point. Like, you come off as someone very regal in your bearing, and you keep that bearing regardless of what the circumstances are, and it's very impressive, frankly. And we've got the Page of Pentacles, and you're very humble. You're a hard worker, and at your core, you're a very humble person. Like, you have such regal bearing, and part of it is really the fact that you are such a humble person at your core. You're not someone who lords yourself over others. You're not someone who lords your talent over others. There's definitely this energy here that you are, in fact, someone who, like, you're really hard on yourself a lot of the time, probably. Like, this can be, I'm getting a little bit frustrating for the people who love you and care about you, because you are genuinely just so hard on yourself sometimes that it's hard for them to relate, because the people around you see the absolute best in you. Like, the people who you keep in your circle, the people who you care about, they all absolutely adore you, and they know that you are like a 10 out of 10 just home run of a human person, of a person, you know what I mean? And so, like, no one wants to hear you talk down about yourself, and no one wants to hear you be hard on yourself, even though that's a completely normal human thing. It's not that people are frustrated at you about it or anything like that. It's just that sometimes it can make the people around you a little bit sad, because they wish that you could see in you what everyone else sees in you. Oh, and we've got the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, the card of charity. And you're so kind to the people around you. Like, you have such a sweet gold heart. You are so kind to the people around you. Despite how hard you are on yourself, you give other people, like, chance after chance after chance. I'm getting, like, you're someone who deeply cares about the people in your life and deeply cares about people in general. I'm getting the Six of Pentacles is indicative of a very charitable nature. You're the kind of person who would give to another person just because they are another person and they need in that moment. You know what I mean? You don't lord your talent, your skills, anything that you have over other people. You just don't do that kind of thing. You genuinely have a very bright golden heart at your core. It's lovely. It shines from the inside out. Oh, and the Ten of Cups. Yeah, the Ten of Cups is the card of the happy family. You make people feel so at home and so happy and so loved. Like, there's a lot of mothering nature here going on. Like, regardless of how you identify, you have the natural heart and nature of a caregiver. And people love being in your vicinity because of it. Like, people feel safe when they're around you. They feel taken care of when you are in their presence. And the King of Pentacles. Again, more Taurus energy. There's been a lot of earth energy with this pile, a whole lot of earth vibes going on here. You're very down to earth. You don't expect much out of the people around you, I'm getting. In fact, you may have had issues with people mistreating you in your life, because you'll bend over backwards and break for the people who you care about, even going as far as to like make excuses for them when they're not coming through for you. Like, you have a very loving heart, and you take care of those who you feel take care of you. Yeah, lots of beauty. There's a lot of beauty in you from the inside to the outside. Definitely the kind of example where you shine from the inside. You're very unique. You have a very unique appearance. And this is the energy of like things that you may see as flaws in your appearance, things that you may see as mistakes or scars or anything like that. Like, people really love these things about you. You are a very unique person, and who you are, every inch of you, from your inside to your outside, is a very well-loved human being. There's nothing about you that you should feel wholly pushed to change otherwise. You know what I mean? Like, you're a wonderful person inside and out, and the people around you, they recognize that in you. If anyone doesn't, they don't have space, and they shouldn't have space in your life. Like, they don't deserve to. All right, one more. And we've got the buffalo. Underestimated, territorial, and vicious when provoked. So specifically what stands out about that is underestimated, because it did come out specifically in reverse that time. Underestimated, again, like, it's not a coincidence that it popped out right when we were talking about that specifically. Like, if there are people who don't appreciate you in their lives, if you were to take your energy, there are people from your history already, I'm getting, that like you've taken your energy away from them, they're no longer in your lives, and they really, really underestimated how much you gave them. Like, not even anything, one specific thing, you know what I mean? Like, they just underestimated how much you had to offer them and how much you were willing to offer them. And we've got the goldfish. Classically beautiful, lucky, and easily contented. Classically beautiful. Again, you're a gorgeous person inside and out. Very fairy tale-esque energy going on here. And easily contented. You don't expect much from the people around you. Like, you have a loving, caring heart, and you don't hold crazy high expectations of the people around you. You just want people to care for you the way that you care for them. You know what I mean? It's not... If you ever feel like you're asking too much of the people around you, don't. All right. And we've got the tiger. Athletic and virile, athletic and virile, sexually dominant, and natural leader. Why was that so difficult for me to read? So natural leader and sexually dominant come through specifically there. Know that there, what an interesting way to, what an interesting note to end your reading on. Know that there are people who have had very specific types of fantasies about you. There are people who would trust you in very precarious situations. There's a lot of BDSM energy going on there, in like a very pro-dom way. There are people who would trust you to have them in very vulnerable positions. And we've got the dove, innocent and pure. After that, well-loved and well sought after and romantic. So well-loved and well sought after, that's definitely the note to end on. You're very well-loved, and there are a lot of people who, if they were given the chance, they would come knocking down your door for your attention, if they didn't feel like that would be kind of ridiculous. Like, both people from your past and people in your present right now. All right, loves, that is what I've got for you. Thank you so much again for being here for another reading with me. I really appreciate it. I hope it was fun. I hope it was enlightening. I will see you next time. Bye. All right, and we're in pile number 2 with the Jack of Spades. Now, the Jack of Spades is indicative of Knight of Swords energy. You are very intelligent. You're very clever and you're very charming. I'm getting that you're really good with your words. Um, it's not difficult for you to win someone over with your sweet talk. And I'm getting the very specific message that there are people right now, and people comes through more than one person right now who is thinking about your sweet talk. There are people who are thinking about things that you've told them and really missing you and really missing the things that you've said to them in the past. We've got the Four of Cups and the Hanged Man. Yeah, specifically, there's someone who you haven't been, like, someone who you haven't been in contact with, someone who you haven't been. This feels very much like a no contact situation thing going on right now. Who's been waiting on contact from you, someone who hasn't given up hope that there's still going to be a future where the two of you reconnect or where you like cross paths again. There's someone missing you very deeply right now, and they're missing the things that you had to tell them and the support that you had to give them. I'm getting that they don't have that kind of support in their life anymore, and it's very it's tricky for them. It's really difficult for them. There's a lot of emotions going on right now. There's a lot of roiling emotions going on for this person. Pisces, the sign, is coming through very strongly. So whether this person's sign is Pisces or not, this is someone who's very deeply emotional and might have a little bit of trouble processing that emotion in the healthiest fashion. Yeah, this is not the kind of reading for this. I'm so sorry. We'll move on from this in a second. But like, yeah, the Three of Swords, there's someone deeply, deeply hurting over not having you in their life anymore right now. And they're not processing this loss, regardless of how long it's been, in the healthiest fashion, I'm getting. I was not expecting an X pile in this particular reading. But yeah, know that you're deeply missed. You're a very attractive person, and at the end of the day, you are deeply missed when you're gone. All right. What more can we know, please? What more can we know? Very pixie energy. For some of you, this will manifest like literally physically. You might be someone who is a little bit more waifish in your appearance, or somebody who your style is a little bit more alternative in the sense of skewing more towards like pixie or fairy fashion. Or like Renaissance fair fashion, that kind of alternative style, you know what I mean? But regardless of how it manifests in your look, there's something very magical about you, something very hard to grasp and like ethereal about you and your personality. Definitely manic pixie dream girl vibes here. You come into people's lives and leave them very much wanting more of you. Very unique, very alternatively styled, regardless of how that manifests in you specifically. This is the kind of energy, though, that can make people realize that they feel very boring. Like, they want a new thing. They want a new change. This is the kind of energy that makes people want to keep up with you, or makes people feel like they have to keep up with you. That actually might be something that may be a little bit of a problem in, like, romantic relationships that you've had before. This feeling that your partner, this, like, thing where your partner feels like they need to play catch up with you because you're constantly one step ahead of them, or like on to something newer and brighter at every turn, and they just can't keep up with you quite. It's because you have there's something very energetic and like fun about this energy. It's definitely easy to get wrapped up in. Like, I haven't even looked at the cards that fell out yet because I'm already like wrapped up in this energy. It's very easy energy to get wrapped up in. And we've got the Ace of Cups, the Emperor, oh, the Page of Cups, and the Five of Wands. And so, Five of Wands energy sticking out the most there right now, right? People are willing to fight for you, and there's definitely this energy here that people feel like they would have to fight for you. There's more than one person who believes that you are meant to be with them. Like, definitely the energy of like the red string of fate, right? There's more than one party coming through right now who feels like you are meant to be with them. And there's definitely the energy of at least one person coming through who feels like they have missed their chance with you and really deeply regrets that, regardless of whether or not they are willing to admit that, even to themselves outright. Um, Separately, however, there are also people who really want to approach you with new love offers right now. People who are feeling very attracted to you, people who are feeling themselves in the moment. There's this energy that new romance is on its way to you, whether you're looking for that kind of thing or not. Do expect in the next couple months to have new romantic offers levied towards you. There are definitely people in the wings who are waiting for their chance to strike. Whether you have a partner right now already or not, too, there's this energy, this is the kind of energy, though, that, like, people are definitely planning on approaching you whether you have a partner or not. Like, it doesn't really matter at this point. There are people who are very interested in you, and there are people who are willing to take what they can get, even if that just means friendship. Like, you seem like a very interesting person, and people just want to be in your space. Yeah, we've got the Nine of Cups, the Sun card, the Hierophant, the Four of Wands, and the Hermit. Now, 3 of the 5 cards that popped out, 3 of them are major arcana cards. You have a big presence. When you walk into a room, people notice you. And this is the kind of presence I'm getting that it's really hard, actually, for people to take their eyes off you once they do notice you. With all of this Sun, Leo energy, this spotlight energy, like, it's very easy for you to outshine the people around you in a way that I'm getting might actually, might garner you maybe a little bit of jealousy from the people who would be considered your peers in the moment. You know what I mean? It comes very naturally. You outshine people in a very natural way. That feels kind of mean to say, but it's not anything that you're doing on purpose, and it's not anything that the people around you aren't doing. You know what I mean? Like, you're just a very naturally glowy person. The Nine of Cups and the Sun card together, the wish fulfillment card, and the card of just like joy and happiness, you know what I mean? You bring a lot of love and positive energy into the rooms that you enter. Definitely, I'm getting strong Venusian energy, wrapping back around to the collective energy that we had at the very beginning of the reading. There's a lot of Venusian energy here. Like, there, you come off as someone very much overflowing with love, and I'm getting almost in the sense I'm getting that it can be almost like intoxicating to people who are being first exposed to it. Like, yeah, the Hierophant card is more Venus energy. Like, Venus manifests strong in this pile. There's a whole lot of Venusian energy coming through here, regardless of how you personally identify. There's a lot of feminine yin energy coming through as well. Lots of internal strength energy. And the Four of Wands and the Hermit card. Now, the Four of Wands is the card of the happy home and honeymoon period, and the Hermit card here manifests specifically as being alone. There are a lot of people who would like to get you alone right now. There are a lot of people who have very specific fantasies that they would like to enact with you. Lots of late night energy that people have surrounding you right now. There are a lot of people who would like to get you alone right now in like a nice place. I'm so awkward. I feel like I'm like 10 times more awkward in this reading than I usually am, and we're like only on pile 2, and there's already been like a lot of like physical attraction energy, and I'm being like extra awkward about it today for some reason. All right. What more can we know, please? What more can we know about what makes you attractive? What makes you attractive? Very alternative styling. That's already come through a couple times so far. You're very unique. Your beauty is completely one of a kind and totally uncopyable, which is kind of unfortunate, I'm getting, because you're likely the kind of person who, like, you may find that you're a trendsetter, like, you find that you do things and suddenly people are kind of copying you, or it just so happens that something has, like, caught on in style around you, you know what I mean? Like, you may find that you're a little bit of a trendsetter, and it's impossible to copy your vibe. Like, you are completely uncopyable in that regard. And the harder people try, the more cartoonish it kind of looks, I'm getting, especially people who don't give you credit, or people who, like, basically, the more clearly someone is actively going out of their way to copy you, the less good it looks on them, because you have a vibe that cannot be mimicked. It can be like, don't get me wrong, inspiration is definitely a thing, and I'm getting that you inspire a lot of people. There are a lot of people who take inspiration off of the things that you do, especially if you would consider yourself to be an artist. But, like, when it comes down to, like, actually straightforward copying someone, like, the more someone tries to rip off your energy, the more clear it is that they're just kind of doing a knockoff sort of thing, like, as mean as that sounds, you know what I mean? All right. What more can we know, please, about what makes you attractive? Definitely Heart of Gold. I'm getting a little bit of a mischievous energy here, though. This comes up again with the pixie energy, like a little bit of a mischievous vibe. You've got a sense of humor about you. You're very fun. You're very fun-loving, and it comes out in the way that you interact with people. And we've got the Nine of Cups coming out again, the wish fulfillment card. You may find that the people around you, their luck seems to go up, or like things seem to go a little bit better for the people around you when you're in their life. Like, you may find that you just kind of act as like a lucky charm for people. There are definitely people who have noticed that about you, that you've got kind of like a lucky charm thing going on. Separately, you have a very nice body. You have a very attractive body, regardless of how your body looks, regardless of what body type you have. You wear it very well. You've got a nice body, and you've got very good style. People are always on the lookout for what you'll be wearing next, what, like, your new aesthetic is gonna be, if that's your thing. Like, you have very good style, and there are definitely people who are on the lookout for what you're gonna do next. Yeah. Yeah, the Five of Wands. Unfortunately, you may notice that you attract competition in regards to stuff like that. Like, again, it's come out a couple times at this point in your reading that, like, you may have noticed that you have issues with people kind of copying your style, or, like, jacking your ideas. And perhaps not giving you credit. Like, it's unfortunate, but please know that, like, it's very obvious to people, especially people who are in the know. Like, it's clear that you cannot be duplicated. Your energy cannot be replicated in the way that these people are trying to duplicate your energy. Oh, and the Magician. You're a very powerful person and very well rounded. Like, this is also, I believe, energy that was in the collective at the beginning of the reading. Like, you're a very well rounded, very powerful person at your core. And I'm getting that you've got a stiff spine too. Like, definitely not the kind of person who can be pushed over by general competition. Like, you've got a stiff spine, a stiff upper lip, and you're going to do incredible things in this lifetime. And that's very, very noticeable, I'm getting. You walk with a lot of confidence too, whether it's fake it till you make it energy or not. You walk through life with a lot of confidence, and it's something that a lot of the people around you admire greatly. Like, you seem unshakable, you seem unmovable in your resolve towards things, and a lot of people will take, especially the people who are closest to you, like, there are people who are so proud of you, and the people who care about you, the people who love you, they are so proud of you, they're so proud of how far you've come, and they're so proud of, like, all of the progress that they know you're gonna keep making. You're destined to do very great things in this lifetime, and the people around you know that. They know that you're going to do great things. They're just excited to see how those things manifest. Yeah, the world card. We go immediately from the magician to the world card. Like, full cycles. You're definitely the kind of person who transforms quite a bit. Lots of Scorpio energy coming through there. Um, Lots of magnetism. Deeply, deeply magnetic. And again, a whole lot of sex appeal. It's undeniable. There's a whole lot of sex appeal going on there. Um, you're the kind of person who people would want to be the parent to their child. And there are definitely people who have thought that before out there in the world, that they would love for you to be the parent to their child. For some of you, I'm getting there are people out there in the world who are thinking that right now, which, like, regard which is great if they're with you. If you have a partner, your partner absolutely adores you and wants things to is excited to see how things progress between the two of you. But this is definitely manifesting for at least some people as, like, people who are really regretful of the fact that you're not going to be the parent to their child. They're really regretful of the fact that they're not going to get that reality with you anymore. Yeah, they keep coming back up. There are people from your past who are missing you a lot right now, and they keep coming back through. And we've got the Queen of Wands. But the line caps with the fact that you are a smoke show. You are very physically attractive. You wear your looks very well. Again, you wear your uniqueness very well. You're a very unique person. There's a lot of alternative energy going on here, and you wear it very, very well. You stand out in a crowd, is what it is. You are unmistakable in a crowd. Oh, and we've got the Strength card. Yeah, and the Strength card matches that magician energy that came through at the exact center of the 5 card spread here. You're a very strong person. You've got a stiff upper lip and a stiff spine, and you're going to do incredible things in this world because you're the kind of person who, like, anytime you get knocked down, you get back up again. That strength shines through in you too. It's a huge part of what makes you so attractive. You're a very strong person, and you're a very indomitable spirit. We've got the Goldfish, classically beautiful, lucky, and easily contented. And the Panther, exotically beautiful, mesmerizing, powerful, and athletic. So beautiful, just lots of beauty coming through. And mesmerizing. Again, with the Scorpio energy, there's a lot of magnetism going on here. I'm getting that there are a lot of people who you're the kind of person who you attract people who, like, you usually wouldn't be their type. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of type a person usually have. They can't really help but be attracted to you. You attract people from all across the board in a way that can be a little bit surprising given how alternative you are, how true to your own sense of style you are. But it doesn't matter. You score from all across the board. There are a lot of people who notice you. It is impossible to miss you when you walk into a room. All right. What more can we know, please? What more can we know about what makes you attractive? And we've got monarch butterflies, beautiful, healers, and intuitive, and magical. Especially coming up right over the magician at the center of your spread. And magical. There's a lot of magic here. the Queen of Wands with her wand, her staff, right? Like, you're a very magical person. There's something very mystical about you that is undeniable and unmistakable. And people cannot help but be drawn to you, I'm getting. And we've got the goldfish again, classically beautiful, lucky, and easily contented. Lucky also comes out again there in a way that I didn't notice it the first time. Again, people notice that they are luckier when you're around them. Like, the people who are in your life, they notice that, like, they have better fortune when you're involved in their lives and in their decision making. It's really funny. All right, loves, that is what I've got for you. Thank you so much for being here again with me today for another reading. I really appreciate it. I hope it was fun. I hope it was enlightening. I will see you next time. Bye. All right, and we're in pile number 3 with the Queen of Diamonds. Now, the Queen of Diamonds is indicative of Queen of Pentacles energy, which is strong Capricorn energy. So already, 2 separate things. 1, this is strong mothering energy. So regardless of how you identify, you come across as a natural caregiver. You come across as someone who has a sharp eye for detail and, like, taking care of the people around you. You notice things that others typically wouldn't. And you really care about the growth and, like, you nurture the people around you, basically. Like, you want everyone to do well, you want everyone to succeed, and you're really good at getting that kind of message across, I'm getting. It's very mature energy. There's a whole lot of mature energy going on here. 2, this mothering energy, again, regardless of how you identify, it matches strongly with strong MILF energy. People want you to take care of them. You come across as a natural caregiver, and trust, people want you to take care of them. And it cannot be overstated. I cannot overstate this. There is a ton of sex appeal going on here. People are heavily, heavily sexually attracted to you. There are definitely people who have thought this of, to be clear, this is something that has linked all of the readings so far. There's a whole lot of sex appeal that's been showing in this reading so far. Your pile has the strongest amount of any so far. And it's very kinky energy. Like, there's no other way to say it. Like, it's very kinky energy. There have definitely been people who have had some pretty wild fantasies about you, I'm getting. Yeah, the 9 of Swords popping out there, like, people who would not tell you to your face what they've thought about, people who would not share the fantasies they've had about you with you. Like, there have been fantasies about you, though. And we've got the World card, the 9 of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the 4 of Wands, and the 10 of Pentacles. Interesting. Now, the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, the World card, all of these cards are endgame cards. Like, of the 5 cards that came out, 4 of them are about being endgame. The honeymoon card with the 4 of Wands, the wish fulfillment card with the 9 of Cups, the World card, and the 10 of Pentacles, the multi-generational abundance card, and the 9 of Pentacles. You know what I mean? Like, people see you as endgame, regardless of how wild they can get in their thoughts about you. It is not in a way that is degrading or objectifying at all. From what I can tell, people have a lot of desire to have, like, a long, long relationship with you. There are a lot of people out there who would love to have a, like, long-standing relationship with you, I'm getting, and could see themselves being very happy with you for a very long time. The Knight of Wands, you look like you are in very good health, regardless of whether or not that's true. You look very physically attractive and very healthy. You look like you take care of yourself, and that means, like, more than just your health. That's also your hygiene. You know what I mean? Like, you come off as a very clean person, just overall in general. And again, you look like you take care of yourself the way that you take care of other people, the way that you like show yourself to want to take care of other people. You might be someone who works in caregiving in some way, whether that be with children or elders. You might work in medicine, whether that be physical or mental. You might even just be the kind of, like, you are just the kind of person that people can rely on, you know what I mean? People know that they can call you up and trust you to be, like, a solid shoulder to cry on, or be a solid pillar of support in their life when they need that. Alright. What more can we know, please? What more can we know about what makes you attractive? You have very nice skin. I'm getting for most of you, this is going to be like just overall in general, but specifically what's coming through is like very soft skin. Like you have very touchable skin. They're, yeah, the Page of Cups. Youthful. Like what comes through here is very youthful. Like you have very, very nice, touchable looking skin. You also look like someone who would be a lot of fun to party with. Like there are a lot of people out there who would really like to have a good night with you, regardless of how that kind of good night manifests. You know what I mean? You seem like a lot of fun. There are a lot of people who would kill, I'm getting, to have a good time with you in your environment. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. You're a very hard worker. Like, now, what's coming through here, especially if you're someone who works in a team setting or a team environment, there are coworkers who would really like to hang out with you outside of work. Like, there are people in your job who would really like to get to know you as more than just coworkers, whether that be friends or something more. You know what I mean? You're a very hard worker, and people like to see you cut loose. People like to see you enjoy yourself. I'm getting that that's likely something that you're really, like, protective of. You're likely someone who's very protective of the time that you get to yourself and the time that you get to like actually enjoy yourself in an unrestricted manner. There's a lot of romance surrounding you though. You have a lot of secret admirers right now. Yeah, the song Summer Lovin' just came to mind. Alright. What more can we know, please? What more can we know about what makes you attractive? Alright. And we've got the Ace of Cups. Oh, lots of love at first sight energy. People can't help. I'm getting that you have really beautiful eyes. Like, especially when people first see your eyes, when people make eye contact with you, it's almost like falling into wells. Like, you have gorgeous eyes, and people get full-on lost in them, trapped in them. You know what I mean? Lots of love at first sight energy, specifically. This is the kind of energy that, like, people can meet your eyes from, like, across of like, a smoky room and, like, fall head over heels in love with you from that first eye contact. I'm getting really strong transformative energy, which is coming through in two things. One, you yourself have likely been through many transformations in this lifetime. You've likely been through quite a bit in your life, and it's made you into the very strong, beautiful person that you are now. And it's also made you into someone who seems very confident in themselves. Like, you don't seem unsure of yourself. You don't seem like you waver in your self-opinion. Even if that's not necessarily true or not necessarily the case, you just come off as someone who's very self-assured. And two, however, I'm getting that people are very much transformed by knowing you. You're the kind of person who changes people when you get into relationships with them, regardless of whether or not those relationships are romantic even. There are a lot of people who have just very strong memories of you. Like, just knowing you at incredibly formative times in their lives and coming out on the other end of their relationship of you, like, very different than when they first met you, or having very different points of views. You open people's eyes and you open people's minds quite easily just by living your life, I'm getting. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles, another ace, and a complementary ace at that. People want to grow things. There are definitely people who want to grow and build things with you. Again, you come off as a very nurturing person. You come off as someone very responsible. You come off as someone who it would be worth starting a family with you. It would be worth building a business with you. Like, you would take care of the people and the things that you care about. You do take care of the people and the things that you care about. People have a lot of trust in you. Like, a lot of trust and faith in your moral character and in your, like, moral fiber. You know what I mean? Like, you come across as a very... What came to mind was saint, in fact. Like, you come across as like an earth angel for sure. And there are a lot of people who have a lot of faith in the fact that you are just as amazing as you appear on the surface. And everything that's come through so far has been that, yes, you are as incredible as you come through on the surface. Yeah, and we've got the Judgment card. And now the Judgment card is a 2, so we're going from 2 1s to a 2, right? Again, transformative energy. You are likely someone who has been through quite a bit of transformations in this lifetime, and it's all turned you into an incredibly unique and very, very divinely guided person. The Judgment card is the card of divine guidance in a lot of ways, right? Traditionally, it depicts an angel literally calling people back from the dead into their second lives. Like, you... People are just different after having known you. You have a very deep impact on the people around you, and that feels very much like an understatement at this point. There's a sense here that you meet people at very defining moments in their lives and at very formative times in their lives, and you leave lasting and deep impacts on them in a way that is completely unforgettable. You you have likely forgotten more people than you even realize that still hold everything about you very dearly to them, because you're the kind of person that, like, you affect people just in passing. Even especially if you have like a presence out in your community, if you have like a presence online where you share your story at all, like, you've affected more people than you realize just by being you and just by being open about who you are. And we've got the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, and you're a really hard worker. At the core of it all, you're a really hard worker and a very humble person. Like, you don't realize the deep impact on the people around you. I'm getting, like, you're not someone who realizes just how deeply you impact the people around you. And this is very awe-inspiring to people around you. I'm getting, like, there are a lot of people who are just like shocked and amazed at the fact that you don't realize how cool you are. And that is what it is. Like, ultimately at its core, like, you just don't realize how awesome you are. And that can be really shocking for people, I'm getting, especially once they realize that it's like, it's serious. Like, you really don't seem to see how cool you are. Oh, and we've got the Chariot card. You're very forward-thinking, too. Very open-minded, very forward-thinking. Again, you change people's opinions just by living your life, so it's not super shocking that you're also someone who's very progressively minded as well. And we've got the 3 of Wands. And the 3 of Wands is the card of moving forward with planning after after the planning and preparation of the 2 of Wands, right? So again, it mirrors that Chariot energy, and that you're someone who seems to always be perpetually moving forward. You seem unstoppable in your energy, and you seem unstoppable in your movement. You're someone who's definitely going to make waves in this world, and people know that. They know you're going to create things. They know that you're going to leave a legacy behind you. They know that you have a big life purpose ahead of you. And I'm getting, honestly, for a lot of people, it's just a matter of waiting on what avenue you succeed in first. You seem very multi-skilled. You come across as someone who has a lot to offer the world and a lot of different facets to you. And the people who know you best, especially, they know that it's just a matter of where you break it first. Like, you're going to make it in this world. It's just a matter of how you do it first. The Three of Wands is also indicative, especially this Three of Wands. This Three of Wands is, oh, and it's followed by the Four of Wands. Like, we go from the two aces to the two in the Judgment card, and then the 3 to the 4 in the bottom of your pile. Like, I couldn't help but see that. Sorry, but you're someone who's perpetually moving forward. It's very inspiring. The Three of Wands, however, getting back to the point, the Three of Wands, this Three of Wands specifically, it's indicative of a happy home. He's taking care of his home planet right here. You are someone who takes care of business, from the big things to the small things. You have a sharp eye. I think I said that at the beginning of this reading. Like, you've got a very sharp eye. You seem to take notice of, like, the tiniest details. It helps portray you as such a great caretaker. Like, again, you notice things, you care about people, and, like, you remember the little things. All right. What more can we know, please? And we've got the Myna bird, intelligent, chatty, and popular. And tiger sharks, ambitious, adventurous, and needs to prove themselves. So adventurous comes through first with the tiger shark here. Again, you're not afraid of moving forward, and you're very progressively minded. There's a sense of experimental. There's this sense of experimentation coming through here. You're very open-minded, and you've got some brilliant ideas, I'm getting. That, again, it just leads into, people just don't know how you're going to succeed. Everyone knows that you're going to, but it's just a toss-up as to what you're going to do that makes it first, because there are so many different ways that you can succeed in this lifetime. The Myna bird with the chatty, intelligent, and popular energy. Very popular. You are so much more loved than you realize, I'm getting. There's definitely that energy coming through, that there are a lot more admirers in your life right now than you realize. Likely because you're very focused on your own thing right now. Definitely the energy coming through that you can't be distracted from what you're doing. From the outside looking in especially, it seems like you are very focused on your own plans and your own goals, and it's really difficult, damn near impossible, I'm getting, to distract you from that. And we've got the Kirin, lucky charm, mystically powerful, unusually intuitive, and intelligent. So unusually intuitive and intelligent, again, very, very intelligent. It is coming through that you're really intuitive here, though. What's coming through here specifically is that you're really good at reading people in a way that can be really unnerving to people, almost, I'm getting. Like, it can be very disarming to have you so thoroughly read someone to filth in a way that you don't even necessarily mean to do. Like, there's definitely this energy coming through that, like, there have been people who you've interacted with before who have been very disturbed and disarmed by the fact that you seem to know them so much more than you should be able to. Like, things about them that they don't share, insecurities, that kind of thing. You just seem to read these things off of people very easily in a way that can make people, especially people who don't really believe in things like intuition, feel very uncomfortable. Mystically powerful doubles down on that. That's just another way of saying that exact thing. All right. What more can I know, please? What more can we know, please, about what makes you attractive? What makes you attractive? Please don't mind the kids in the parking lot shouting. By the way, they're just enjoying their summer, and I can't have that window closed right now. It's like 80 degrees, 90 degrees out. We've got the peacock, beautiful, show-stopping, and confident. Now, beautiful, show-stopping, and confident, I'm definitely getting that you come off as much more confident than you might necessarily, like, what's coming through here is that, and this will only resonate for some of you, but that, like, you come off as a lot more confident than you actually are. Like, again, there's this sense here that you're very humble. I think that that's already come through here, that, like, you're a very humble person. And that you may have the tendency to second guess the work that you put forward because of the humility that you have. If that's the case, trust that you don't have to second guess yourself. You have every right to be as confident as people assume that you are. Beautiful, show stopping. These are completely non-surprises. You're a very physically attractive person. Again, there has been an energy from the very beginning of people falling in love with you like at first sight, especially when people meet your eyes. And we've got the snake, sensual and seductive, exotically beautiful and misunderstood. Now, sensual and seductive, getting strong femme fatale energy here with the snake. Matching the misunderstood energy here, I'm getting that it can be, this will resonate likely for more people, it'll resonate more for some people than others. But there's this energy here that people kind of assume that you're very femme fatale in nature, very sexually seductive. That's even on here, sensual and seductive. And that's not necessarily really the case. Like, again, what comes through is that you don't quite realize just how magnetic you are. That's come through a couple times in this reading so far, and in a couple different ways, in fact. Like, you just don't realize just how magnetic you are, especially physically. The Kirin coming through again, and the dog. Loyal to a fault, popular, well-loved with a good reputation. That's the second popular card to come out here. You are very well-loved. Trust that you are an incredibly well-loved person. There are a lot of people who wish that they could be closer to you, in fact. And we've got roosters, healthy, masculine, protective, and caretaker. And that is a lovely note to wrap up this reading on, caretaker, that it's been woven throughout your entire reading. You come off as just a very natural caregiver, and people absolutely adore that about you. You also come off as a little bit of a MILF, apparently, which is definitely something. All right, loves, that is what I've got for you. Thank you so much for being here again with me today for another reading. I really appreciate it. I hope it was fun. I hope it was enlightening. I will see you next time. Bye. All right, and last but certainly not least, we are on pile number 4 with the 5 of Spades. Now, the 5 of Spades is indicative of 5 of Swords energy. Already, we're getting strong fighting over you energy. There are definitely people out there right now who are willing to fight for your attention. Strong message right off the bat. Expect people to be coming forward to get your attention, regardless of how that manifests itself, very soon. This reading is timeless, but I am currently sitting like right at the beginning of summer, in the beginning of June. The next couple months are looking like they're going to be pretty big for you. For me, if you're watching this right now when I'm filming and first putting it up, the summer season is going to be, I'm getting, a pretty big month for you, especially in regards to meeting new people and forming new relationships. But regardless of when you watch this, know that the next 2 to 3 months for you, it's going to be big as far as like meeting new people and forming new relationships go. There are definitely people who are wanting to introduce themselves to you, and I'm definitely getting that over the next couple months. There's only going to be more people who are wanting to introduce themselves to you. All right. Let's see. Yeah, especially if, well, there's this, regardless of whether or not you have a partner, there's this energy here that people kind of assume that you have to be cuffed up, because obviously you would be. Why wouldn't you be? You seem like a total catch. But it doesn't feel like the kind of thing that is deterring people from wanting to come near you. It's just making people cautious about how they approach you, I'm getting. Know that you're definitely the apple of a couple people's eyes right now, though. Alright. What more can we know, please? What more can we know about what makes you attractive? What makes you attractive? All right, and we've got the Temperance card. Now, you are very well balanced. I think actually, in fact, this is energy that came through with the collective reading at the very beginning of this reading. But you're very well physically proportioned. Like, physically, you look very well proportioned. Your face, your body, all of it looks very good together. You're also a very healing presence. You're the kind of person that people want to be. I'm getting almost like Himalayan salt rooms, that kind of like warm energy. You give off a very healing energy. People love being around you. There's something very therapeutic almost that's coming through about it. Like, you feel very healing. There's definitely the sense here that you're good at talking to people, and in a way I'm getting that like you might not even realize just how good you are at talking to people. There's a sense here that like you may have found it, that it happens regularly to you, that you're just kind of in the right place at the right time, and you just kind of happen to say the right things to people. Like, the things just kind of line up, that you happen to be in these moments where you say things to people that they really need to hear, regardless even of whether you realize it or not. Definitely divinely oriented energy. You're the kind of person who like whose spirit works through. You're the kind of person that like good things are transferred to other people through. Definitely lucky charm energy. The people in your life, the people around you, they've for sure noticed at this point that when you are in their life and when you are supporting them, good things and positive results tend to happen for them. I'm getting actually that there are people in your life right now who were in your life, or rather people who were in your life right now, who are greatly missing this about you. They're missing the support that you gave them, and they're missing what that support always used to do for them. You know what I mean? You're also a very creative person and a very open-minded person. And in a way where you've always got people guessing. Like, people can never expect what you're gonna do next. You're a very spontaneous energy, and you're very fun, you're very youthful, you're very creative at your core too, especially if you're an artist. You're very much one of a kind. There is no copying your energy. Yeah, and we've got the Three of Pentacles. You are an incredibly skilled person. Regardless of where those skills lie, you're very much a skilled person, and there are a lot of people who recognize the skill that you have to offer. Especially, I'm getting like people who you work with, people who you would consider your coworkers or your peers if you're not someone who has traditional coworkers. Like, there are people who work around you and in the same fields as you. They recognize the talent that you have, and they're really impressed by the talent that you have. There are definitely people who feel like you were just kind of blessed in these regards, whether that's true or not. For some of you, that may be true. For others of you, it may be something that you've had to work at for a very long time. Regardless of the case, it seems that you're kind of just blessed naturally in these regards, and there are definitely people who harbor a little bit of jealousy over your skills and over how talented you are. People who wish that they had your talent, and people who wish that they had been blessed in the same ways that you are blessed. In regards to that, though, as a separate note, there are definitely people who wish that they had been blessed physically the way that you are blessed. And that's going to manifest differently for everyone, but just know that there are people out there who are really jealous about the looks that you have for one reason or another. And that energy is strong enough that it's manifesting in your reading. So this is the time where, and I think I actually might have gone the whole last video without saying this, but this is where I'm breaking that trend. If you've been feeling really weighted down recently, if you've been feeling especially sluggish or tired, or especially like you have extra energy on you, now would be a really great time to cleanse, like whether with a smoke cleanse, or in this particular case, I'm getting like a spiritual bath or like a spiritual shower might do really well for you, just to get that kind of sluggish energy off of you. Just in case you've been feeling that extra energy on you lately. But yeah, just trust that there are people who harbor a little bit of jealousy over the natural blessings they feel you are given in life. And we've got the Strength card, which is hilarious because people recognize the fact that you're also a very strong person because you've been through things in your life as well. Like, don't get me wrong. Everyone has gifts and everyone has troubles, right? But there's very much the sense coming through here that you have worked very hard to get to where you're at and that you have been through quite a bit in your life that has made you into the person that you are. I'm getting that you're a very gentle person. Like, it's what's coming through is that you have a very gentle touch and you're very patient with the people around you. Like, it takes a lot to make you snap. You're the kind of person that, like, if someone pushes you to that point, everyone around you assumes that the person who pushed you, that you snapped at, is the one in the wrong, because you're not the kind of person who does that kind of thing. Like, and I'm getting that there's likely people coming, there are energies coming through from your past right now that are mirroring that. Like, people who miss you in their life, but they can't really complain about it and they don't really know who to turn to about it, because anyone who knows you knows that it's their fault you're no longer in their life anymore. Like, you don't just cut people out of your life. You're a very supportive person. You're a very good friend. You're very loyal, I'm getting to. So for you to dip on someone who you cared about, it means that they messed up really badly in a way that they don't really want to admit to. And we've got the Sun card. Now that's two Leo cards coming through to match the Sagittarius card and the Temperance card. Lots of fire energy. There's lots of passion coming through here. You're a very passionate person, and it shows in the way that you live your life. There's definitely a sort of free-spirited, free love kind of energy coming through here. Definitely the sense here that you'd need a really confident partner, someone who's really confident in your relationship, for you to have a happy, stable relationship, because you just are very free loving and free spirited in a way, I'm getting, that's kind of meant to be a part of your divine destiny. Like, you're meant to spread your love all over the world and all over your interactions with people in a very reassuring, positive, supporting way. You know what I mean? And in a way that's always going to garner you love. Like, more importantly than anything else, like, there are always going to be people who are falling head. Why is this so hard? There are always going to be people who are falling head over heels in love with you just because of how you interact with them. You know what I mean? You're a very loving person, and I'm getting that spreading love throughout the world is kind of a part of what you're meant to do in this lifetime. And I'm getting that it'll likely take someone who knows that to be able to handle just how much your love impacts the people around you. You're a very deeply impactful person, and there are always going to be people who feel very strongly for you, I'm getting. And we've got the King of Swords, and that Aquarius energy, strong thinking outside of the box and moving outside of the box energy. Again, you're a very unique person, and this has definitely been a thread throughout all of the piles so far. You're all very unique people in a way that makes you stand out greatly. You're definitely the kind of person who, like, the spotlight comes very naturally to you. You don't have to work for it, and you don't have to put yourself in it. Again, that's why your pile card was literally about how people are willing to fight for you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to fight to put yourself in the spotlight. You're definitely the kind of person who you just kind of come on the scene and you end up in the spotlight, whether you like it or not, I'm getting. And the King of Swords, Aquarius energy, you're such a unique person. Like, and I'm getting very mysterious as well. Like, there's something very mysterious about you and your energy. It leaves people wanting more. People always want to know more about you. There are definitely people out there right now who wish that you were less private, who wish that you would share more about yourself, because people are curious about you. People are curious about what you've got going on behind the scenes. People are curious about your points of views on things. Everything you share with the people around you, it just leaves them wanting more. There's something very addictive about your energy. The Devil card. To the point of obsession. There's something very addictive about your energy, and it can't be helped. Yeah, you've got a lot of secret admirers right now. That's for sure coming through. You have a lot of people who are looking at you in a very heavily romantic way right now. The Devil card is also indicative of a strong, we'll go with strong sex appeal. You have strong sex appeal. That has also been a thorough for like all the piles so far in this reading. You're all like just incredibly sexy people. And I'm like broken today. I can't talk about it normally. All right. What more can we know, please? What more can we know? There's something very natural about you. You seem very down to earth, but in a very specific way. Like this is the kind of sensuality that comes across with like full body massages. Like there's something very intimate about your naturalness. People are heavily attracted to it. It's your authenticity. That's what's coming through. Like people are just so attracted to your authenticity. They're so attracted to what you put out into the world. We've got the demon, hedonistic, sensual, and self-indulgent. And we've got the eel, unorthodox, mysterious, mystical, and secretive. Now, secretive, we were literally just talking about that, and I feel like that comes across in the demon as well. People want more. It doesn't matter how much you give them. It doesn't matter how much information you give them. People want to know more about you. There are a lot of people out there right now, I'm getting, who are clamoring for more, especially if you're a content creator of any sort, if you're someone who regularly puts out like anything online or out in your community. Trust that you have fans and trust that there are people who would like more from you. Mysterious, unorthodox, mystical, like these are all definitely vibes that have been coming out about you. Sensual, like you're a very attractive person in a very unique way, in a very specific way, I'm getting, in a way that is impossible to miss. We've got the beaver, dedicated, hard worker, and team player. And you're also a very down-to-earth human being. Even with all of this, and I am definitely getting that you might deal with idealization at some points. Like you might deal with people putting you a little bit on a pedestal or people making assumptions about you in that regard. Like there's definitely a sense here that you might kind of deal with those kinds of things. But even with all of that, you're a very down to earth person. At the end of the day, strength is at the middle of your 5 card spread. You're not someone who's looking to be ultra flashy. You're not someone who's looking to get people ultra obsessed with you. You know what I mean? Like you're a very down to earth person with a big heart, and you're just looking to take care of yourself and the people around you. Definitely the kind of energy that like it's really easy for your friends to fall in love with you, probably. Like it might be difficult for you to have really well defined relationships between romance and your friends just because it's so easy for the people who are around you to fall in love with you. This is the kind of energy even where like it's probably easy for like coworkers to fall in love with you. If you're someone that works in group settings, like it's really easy for like your coworkers to end up falling in love with you. All right. What more can we know, please? What more can we know about what makes you attractive? We've got the jellyfish. Go with the flow, otherworldly, and intuitive. Otherworldly stands out the most there. So does intuitive. You're definitely a very naturally intuitive person. It comes with being very divinely gifted and oriented, the way that's been presenting itself here. But also otherworldly. You just seem to be very much so from out of this world. Like, very much earth angel energy. People, especially people who are more spiritual or more mystically driven, like it's very easy for them to believe that you are a divinely oriented energy that was placed in their life for a reason. And we've got the beaver again, dedicated hard worker and team player, especially when people get to know you and they realize that you are so much more down to earth than was initially given credit for, frankly. Like, you're the kind of person that people could probably spend a lifetime getting to know. You're very multifaceted and you're very multidimensional. Diamond. Like a diamond. Alright. What more can we know, please? And we've got unicorns, healers, mystics, and caring. That kind of sums it up. I definitely see unicorn energy, down to the fact that you're very unique. When people meet you, especially people, like, I'm getting that you're the kind of person that people have met you before and been like, that's my dream person. I've, like, imagined you. I manifested my dream person into reality. Like, you're that kind of unicorn for people. And we've got the fox, clever, agile, and nimble, and sexually seductive. Sexually seductive stands out the most there. They're just, there are people who are very physically attracted to you. I'm getting like chains in my head, in fact. Like there are people who would cuff you down literally if they could. I'm getting. All right. What more can we know, please? What more can we know about what makes you attractive? What makes you attractive? And we've got the demon again. Hedonistic, sensual, and self-indulgent. Sensual stands out the most there. Ultimately very sensual. And like the demon pairs up with the Capricorn, or not with the Capricorn, with the devil energy here, and very, very tempting. You come across as someone very tempting. You may have found that you might attract people who are like not available, regardless of what that manifests as. You know what I mean? Like, you're just very tempting. Your energy is very tempting. People cannot help it. And we've got the centaur, highly intelligent and insightful, healing and mystical, hard to know and harder to bother. So healing and mystical, this is like the third, I think, healing card to pop out here. You've got a very healing energy, and that came out at the very beginning with the temperance card. Very much a healing energy, but also hard to know, harder to bother. That has been coming out throughout your reading. You are someone who is impossible to sway from where you're standing. I'm getting you come off as a very strong, confident person, and it's very much the orientation where people want to impress you. When people are getting to know you, when people are becoming interested in you, they're very much wanting to impress you. And there are definitely people in your life right now who want to impress you. All right, love, that is what I've got for you. Thank you so much for being here again with me today for another reading. I really, really appreciate it. I hope it was fun. I hope it was enlightening. I will see you next time. Bye.